Get a bit wet in there, Kevy, a few celebrations.
Oh,
Yeah. Now it's a bit hot up in the box actually, but no, it's a good win by our boys. We're happy. I mean, wins have been a bit far and few between for us over the last couple of years, but we've managed to string 3 in a row. So we're not going over the top, but it's just a nice feeling. Particularly happy for Adam as well coming back here. He missed round 1 because of COVID, but he's back tonight, and we're really happy for him. All the players are as well, that we could get the win in Broncos colours for him.
What about the performance of Adam with all the talk, all the pressure to come back and play the way he did and have that kind of role in the game?
Yeah, well, it didn't really surprise me because I haven't had a lot to do with him, but only, that's the sort of player he is. He's extremely, obviously talented, but also makes the other players and coaching staff around him make it look a lot better as well. So we're very grateful to have him at our club, and he's proven in the opening 8 or 9 weeks how valuable he is to us, already.
You say...
Extra special for you?
Look, the fact that we're getting better as a team is more important than my own performance out here tonight, or anything that's been written in the headlines. So I'm just excited about the last 3 weeks, what we've been building, and couldn't be prouder. Like Kev said to the boys tonight, I thought we hung in there. Our defence was improving every week, and it's enjoyable footy.
How did it feel coming here tonight in different colours?
It wasn't too strange. I'm glad the week's over, to be honest. Sick of seeing my head in the headlines or name in the papers. So, relieved it's over. Happy with the performance mainly.
It's nice to be able to catch up with Caro, especially at the end there. Like, you haven't seen him probably for nearly 12 months.
Yeah, I didn't get to say goodbye. Obviously had the comp up in Queensland last year, and they've been a big part of my career. Played over 10 years at the club, and they've been supportive ever since I first come in the grade. A lot of similarities to Lockie Ellis. A young boy that's been thrown in the first grade, and they get the support. They've been there since day one, and I thought it was only fair to go over and thank them for obviously the support over the years. A couple of boos along the way, it was nice.
I was going to say, did you cop much out there tonight, mate, just from the crowd? I know there was a bit said on the field from the crowd and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a 50-50. So there was some cheering, there was some booing. So you expect that obviously in the opposition team. It's all fun and games, a bit of banter, and but a lot of them stayed around after the game, and got photos or got jerseys signed. So very grateful for what the club's done for me in the past, and I hold a special place in my heart, the club. But look, that chapter's closed now, and excited about the new one with the Broncos.
Now the week's over, Matt, and I know you're on good terms with everyone at the Rabbitohs and whatnot, but was there a tiny part of you that felt like you wanted to prove a point tonight, or I guess make a statement or anything like that?
I just wanted to continue our form for the Broncos. I think that's more important than any individual that wants to get something over his old team. There's a bigger picture there about us building and continually building and getting better. As a club, we want to keep winning games, and the only way to do that is by challenging each other at training and building combinations, and obviously performing on weekends.
Was that your best game in Broncos colours so far?
Don't know, you're right about it. So.
I said it was at least, I wrote. But yeah, Kevy, do you think, you probably don't want to say, do you think that was his best game in?
Oh, I think he's been outstanding. It's hard to pick one. I thought he was really good last week for us, and he hasn't had a bad one for us yet, really. So, and that's what he brings. He's been consistent for 10 years in the NRL. He's wearing in different colours now, but that doesn't stop his attitude or the way he goes about his work. So that's one of the reasons why we actively searched for him, because of his qualities, and not only on the field but off the field as well. And I think it's very humbling of him to go and see the Burrows Bunnies crowd, because he might say, but there's a lot of people tonight that we're hoping or wishing that he had a different coloured jersey on.
Kevy, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there. We're still going then, sorry.
No, it's finished.
I was going to say, yeah, can you, I know it's 6 months on now, but can you quite believe that you were able to get him up to Brisbane, that he was available and able to be signed? Obviously he's spent such a long time.
Yeah, well, everything happens, for a reason, I guess, and the Rabbitohs have their reasons. But from the moment I walked into his house there, I don't even know the name of the suburb. It's not far from the airport. I just felt an instant sort of connection. I felt that he was instantly. I could see him being a valuable member of our group at the Broncos, and we're different to South Sydney, but some people can fit into different clubs, and he's just fitted in really well. His family as well, they're a great family, his wife and kids. have settled as well for us, and yeah, we're really happy we've got him for the next, well, 3 years at least. So.
Kevin, obviously it's kind of an easy narrative to talk about an individual, but for me the biggest thing about your performance tonight was the line speed and the way that you really threw South Sydney off their attack. And I wonder the effect that has on the ability of Adam to take advantages of that ball that's provided by the way that he defended collectively.
Yeah, certainly. Well, our defence has been heavily criticised last year, and rightly so. But it was a real focus for us, through the pre-season, and having guys like Adam and Kurt. Didn't play tonight, but he's been a big advocate for us there, in defensively. So a lot of their work and that they do is rubbed off on other team members and coaches and everyone. So that's been a godsend for us, and that allows him to have the space and to do what he can do. On the field, frees up our outside backs like Katoni and Herbie and Oatsy and these sort of guys. So yeah, it all sort of in the mix, in the cake mix. It's coming out really nicely at the moment.
I wonder how you benchmark it as well, because in round one, obviously you also beat South Sydney, but I feel like you were quite lucky that day. There was a long-range interception, there was a field goal from a second rower. It doesn't really happen very often. Yeah. But today you've come down here and you beat them pretty much fair and square. There was no looking ball today. No,
there wasn't a luck. Well, I just thought South were possibly a bit off tonight, maybe for whatever reason. They've got a couple of key players missing as well. So we'll take the win tonight. It's a win for us, which is great. That's we're building here, and we just need to, as Adam said, just keep getting better each week. We've got a tough game next week, Magic Round, against Manly. So again, we'll just move forward to that one and look forward to seeing what we can come up with next Friday night.
What did Jai have to say to you at the start there, Adam? So the game.
It was all fun and games. We're beating each other throughout the week. So no, me and Jai, really good mates. Bit of fun, bit of banter, and it's always good to come up against your mates. You go a little bit harder on your mates, and it was no different with me and Jai tonight. We'll sit back later on and have a laugh.
Paddy Carrigan, Kevy was huge.
Yeah, he was outstanding, wasn't he? Great to have him back in the side, missing for 4 or 5 weeks, and hats off to Paddy as well. He's worked extremely hard, sort of basically training every day to get back. He's back a week earlier than anticipated, and it's a blessing for us with no Payne Haas there, no Kurt Capewell. So again, his leadership through the middle was gold for us. So everyone's contributing, and that allows our special players to do the stuff that they can do.
Are those guys likely next week? Magic Round, Payne and
Payne's a good show, and Capes as well. We'll just monitor their progress over the next 7 days, and hopefully they'll be available for next week.
Kenny Martin's been pretty good at fullbacks tonight, but Selvin Cabo was unbelievable again tonight, that runaway try. Is he the future number one of this club? Is he? Yeah,
not at the moment. We like the combination that Katoni and Selvin are forming on that right edge. And Tamare is doing a great job for us at fullback, so we're happy just to leave it there and build those combinations over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Obviously, long term, Selvin could move into fullback for us, but right now he's very comfortable on that right wing.
Could he play Origin, Kevy?
Cobbo, I don't put too much pressure on him. I'm just happy with him playing good football for us. And normally when you do that, a player of his skill, everything else sort of looks after itself. But Selvin's just got to keep producing, and he's been doing that for us. And tonight, I thought, was one of his best games for us this year as well.